Harvey, thank you so much for your time today. In case anybody doesn't know this, you should know I am in the room right now virtually with Harvey Guillén. He is the star, and I will say the star of What We Do in the Shadows. Absolutely my favorite character. How are you today?
Oh wow! With that intro, thank you so much. That introduction. I mean,
I
doing
mean,
great.
I couldn't imagine to talk to anyone else. And when this opportunity came up, it's like, yeah, of course I want to talk to him. It's just a proud moment because um, not that I don't want to make it too deep or anything, but your character is really, I feel is that struggle that I feel that the Latinx industry as a whole in Hollywood is just trying to just break through, and we keep getting sidelined with certain things. But like your character, you keep pushing on and breaking barriers, and sometimes in ways that you couldn't imagine. So tell me a little bit about your experience after
Well,
two seasons playing Guillermo, now for a third.
yeah. I mean, think again. You're absolutely right. I think for so long, I myself waited for the opportunity, or I waited for the permission for someone to let me thrive, and after a while, just realized no one's looking out for yourself like you're looking out for yourself, especially when you come from a marginalized group, or a group that's for so long been omitted, whether it be the LGBTQIA community, the Latinx community, or being plus size, all those things that, growing up where I was told there were strikes against me, being brown and proud were all bad things. But those are the things that make me unique and that make me stand out. So I stopped looking at them that way, because I let other people's perception of that make my waters murky in front, and I just now see clearly and they swim in clear waters. And I'm happy that if anything I do opens or even leaves the door ajar to anyone who's coming behind me, then that's all worth it for me.
Absolutely. And what has been your experience as Guillermo? Did you have an idea that this is something that could be so long term, or is you've been taking it by season? Because I mean, you guys just keep coming up with the funniest ideas.
Well, yeah, I mean, when I started, playing Guillermo, when I got the role, he didn't even have a last name.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a last name. It wasn't that flushed out. They knew they wanted a specific kind of actor, and a person who could play this character and bring it to life. But I think a lot of the time, as actors and artists, we bring something to the table that the creators are like, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted, but that's the thing I wanted. And to build that from the floor up with them has been great. Even giving him the last name, I remember telling Jemaine, can I give him a last name? I feel like he doesn't, feel whole completely. And he's like, all right, what are you thinking? And I was like, at this point, mind you, I didn't know the trajectory of the storyline for the Van Helsing storyline in him. Nothing. He was just a servant, which already I found a little bit problematic. Like, I was like, I don't want to play a slave.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and of course the, brown person is a servant. Like, I was like, so I want to be very clear. And they were like, no, but he's like the smartest person in the room. It's just like, right, that's usually the case. You're not saying anything, it's not new. It's like, but he's still being servant, and that's the problem. And so that was very important to me, and to talk to like the creators, and to make sure that it wasn't going to be, flushed out that way. It wasn't like we're leaving him there. And I'm happy to report that it wasn't. He just has been on this journey for 10 years, with them. And he's more powerful than you think. And we're more powerful than you think, especially as humans in the show. He's the only human, but especially as humans, we're more powerful than we think sometimes.
I 100% agree with you. Something that I really liked about the character is we as the audience get to see him do some pretty incredible things. There's that one episode where he goes with those bounty hunters to the other house. I mean, it was pretty impressive what he's able to accomplish. They not only save those people and take those people out, and then he just kind of, goes back to his shell. But I can really relate to that. I sometimes feel like I'm very inadequate, but I have, my support system, my partner, my daughter, who are all like, you're pretty amazing, actually. And sometimes it takes other people to tell us that. But unfortunately for Guillermo, he doesn't have that in those three vampires he lives with. But to see that on the other land it's very refreshing.
Yeah, I think it's, it's funny because if you notice, he acts differently when he's outside the house. When he's inside the house, Guillermo's very very much submissive and tries to be like, just stay in your own lane and just do your work, because in any moment now they're going to make you a vampire. And it's not happening. But because he's fearful of speaking his truth and speaking his mind, because his Nandor just basically demotes him every time he speaks up or shows any kind of backbone. He gives him a demerit of another year as a familiar. So he's really submissive and quiet when he's in the house, but he's smarter than them. And so when he leaves the house, he can be his true self a little bit more than inside the home. And so if you notice, when he's with the mosquito hunters, which I love, that episode is written by Sarah. It's just one of my favorite episodes, because you really show the strength and leadership in Guillermo that he doesn't get to show in the household. So now we're bringing that and bringing it into the household this season. It's like, you're a born leader and badass. Why aren't you doing it?
What was your reaction when you first found out that you're reading, and then all of a sudden you find out Guillermo's a descendant of Van Helsing?
Well, they don't tell us ahead of time. So the funny part is that I'll find out pretty much a week before we start filming. Even then, like the first season, they didn't give us some scripts until we were on set. And so that makes it really hard it makes it really hard for the actor who's playing the only character with human emotions, because the trajectory has to connect and make sense. For the vampires, they would wrap up their story and they Colin Robinson gets a promotion, which is a hilarious episode. By the end of the episode, that mystery and that problem got solved. But with Guillermo, you sprinkle it every episode, and it was hard because in one day we shoot 103, and the afternoon we shoot 105, and then by the evening we're shooting a little bit of the finale, but they won't tell us what's in the finale. They'd be like, in this car. I remember Taika directed me and said, "You're gonna get in this car and you're gonna be terrified, right? You just get in the car." And I was like, where do you get a car from? Where did Guillermo get a car? He's like, "Oh, we can't tell you." It's like the idea that they can't tell you what to do with it. And it's but it's changed since then. So now we get the scripts a little bit ahead of time this last season. So it makes you prepare mentally and ready to take this character on the journey.
Well, really, really shows your acting chops in. So congrats on that.
It was hard.
You pushed through it, and now you're a fan favorite. I know that for a fact. What is it like now after 3 seasons? Are you guys a family now? You with Kayvan, Matt, Natasia, Mark. Do you guys feel more like a family now after spending so much time together?
Well, all my scenes are with Kayvan, so I spend so much time with him, and he has become an extension of my family. He's we always joke whenever we see each other on set. He goes, "Hey man," I go, "Hey man," and he goes, "You're my best friend." It's just the joke that we have going. And I've gone to London and I spent time in their flat with him and Talitha. And I just think they're wonderful, and they've been nothing but great. And everyone just gets along on the set with chemistry. That chemistry you can't replicate. Everyone's so good at what they do that when you put us in a room and the bouncing off each other, the energy, forget about it. It's great.
Thanks. I want to also, before I run out of time, on nomination for Best Supporting Actor. I know that's a milestone, not only for you, but also queer Latinx actor to be nominated. Breaking barriers, which is what we want, what we need. So congratulations on that. How did that feel for you? Because it's a very big deal.
Well, at first I got the call that we got nominated. I said, "Yeah, the show got nominated. That's awesome," which we did. And then so you also got nominated individually, supporting actor. And I was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "That's great." And I was in the moon already. And then they let me know that we made history. That was the first time that ever nominated queer Latinx actor for that category. And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "This is 2021. Wait, no, that can't be right." So we went down a rabbit hole of trying to prove that wasn't history we made, that there must have been someone else. And sure enough, there wasn't. And so then I realized, wow, it was it's a surprise, but it was also a wow, we have work to do. So it was one of those moments where it was nice, but also a starting of a realization of this is pretty common, isn't it? And so we got to change that.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to keep working and keep breaking barriers, because like you said, sometimes, especially as we're younger, we get discounted for just being ourselves, and that we're not gonna be able to do that. But you are full on proof that those are easy barriers to break, as long as we're able to believe in ourselves. So thank you for that. Thank you for your role as Guillermo. I love him. Season 3 is going to be a blast. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Emmanuel. It was great talking to you.
Likewise, man. You just keep chugging along, and I'm gonna keep rooting for you.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Take care, man.